Hey there, everybody. Super Low Pursuit here. Just give me a moment and I'll begin. Just gonna do a couple things really quick. And I'm gonna put on a podcast, whether it be Kingdom Hearts Union or Final Fantasy Union, whatever one's the newest. Alright, let's see. I've been playing it off the Xbox One, but it doesn't pause on it, so I'm gonna pull this up on the iPhone. Alright, downcast. Come on. And let's see, there we go. Looks like. Oh, the Kingdom Hearts work at Disneyland. I'll just play that. It's not actually the newest one, but I guess KHUx Union would be a little more appropriate. Alright, I hope that picks up okay. Oh, now I get to read boss boards.
Everyone, and welcome to the 158th episode of Kingdom Hearts Union. I'm your host, Brandon, and I'm here with Churro.
Hi, guys.
How's it going, man?
I'm very exhausted.
I can imagine. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I've been, busy with not just work, but, personal life and all
Lots
that.
of stuff.
So, the last couple of podcasts, especially during the times where there were some juicy news coming out of it,
Yeah, well, no worries. We got some more juicy news to talk about this episode. I will say, though, I got some juicy news. In my personal gaming life related juicy news.
Ooh, do tell.
I got a new game console. Is
this what I think it is?
It might be. I got an Xbox One X!
Why?
Yes, and not only did I get an Xbox One X, but I got a Japanese Xbox One X. I am probably the only human in existence to have a Japanese Xbox One X.
But you still haven't answered the question. Why?
Oh, so the answer is... So I have two reasons. First reason is Red Dead Redemption 2 just came out, and turns out on Xbox One X, Red Dead Redemption 2 runs at a native 4K.
Wow.
Whereas on PlayStation 4 Pro, still great, still above 1080p, but it is running at so the vertical resolution is 2160, I believe. Yeah, 2160. So that's the vertical resolution, which is the same vertical resolution as 4K. But the horizontal resolution is not 32 whatever it's supposed to be, 3260. I don't even know. The horizontal resolution is 1920, just like a 1080p resolution. So basically, the resolution you get on PS4 Pro is actually to use, several frames jittered together to make a full 4K image on PS4 Pro. So what that ends up giving you is it's going to be a picture that's better than 1080p, but a little bit blurrier than what you would get in a native 4K presentation. So I figured, you know what? I got a pretty cool TV, like literally probably one of the best TVs you can get right now, OLED TV. Might as well get something that's really, gonna put it through its paces, something nice. So that's why I got it initially. The other reason is Sure, I got a sneaking suspicion.
What's that?
That Kingdom Hearts 3 might run best on
Wait, was
Xbox
that
One
5?
X. What?
I believe it, but like everybody's all, not down with the Xbox when it comes to Kingdom Hearts.
I know, and I get it, and I get not wanting to
I
play
gotta do
Xbox, or not wanting to play Kingdom Hearts 3 on an Xbox
Kingdom
One X
Hearts
controller.
3,
I get
I
that.
gotta use the Xbox.
But here's my thing. I'm putting on my tinfoil hat. We're gonna get into conspiracy theory territory. Why I think it's gonna run best on Xbox One X, despite Xbox not really being a thing out here. So, at Microsoft's E3 2018 presentation, what game did they happen to have there before Sony? Bum, bum, bum. They had Kingdom Hearts 3.
Bum, bum, bum.
They
Yes,
also,
they did.
yeah, they also had Devil May Cry 5, which sort of tells me that Phil Spencer made true on his word, because he said a while back basically that he did a tour around Japan visiting several Japanese studios trying to secure deals. I think this might have been one of those deals. He also said something to the effect that, and things are gonna look best on Xbox One X, just like this next title. And then he showed Kingdom Hearts 3. So that's one of the things that I believe. Yeah, that's one of the things that makes me believe that. Also, we never even talked about this, but according to Digital Foundry, the E3 trailers happen to run at a native 4K. What? Native 4K in the E3 trailer? Yes, sir. Native 4K. And what I think is, my sneaking suspicion is, the native 4K footage comes from either an Xbox One X or a PC. like a debug build.
So, the Xbox, I don't doubt it, because the Xbox One X is actually a powerful machine, so...
Oh, yeah.
Of course it's going to run, better than a PS4 Pro.
Yeah, and it's not even like a secret why. The Xbox One X literally costs like $100 more than a PS4 Pro. That's first. It's $100 more. It also came out later by several months. So there is no secret why this console is a more powerful console. It's definitely a case of you get what you pay for. Like, this is not like, this is a matter of fact. And it's not a matter of, just snake oil or whatever. This is a legit thing. You can see it. It does look better. But the only thing I would say, just to caution people out there, if you do not have a 4K TV, don't bother. There's no point. Unless you have a 4K TV, don't bother. And even if you do have a 4K TV, unless you have a real ass 4K TV, don't even bother. And what I mean that is, there's actually Churro, I don't know if you know this, but there are these TVs out there that we in the know call faux K. Faux K, as in FAUX faux K, not 4K. These TVs have this technique called 422
I did this right then.
pull down or something. I don't know. It's something weird where basically it does have a normal 4K amount of pixels on the screen, but only for luminance. That means for black and white. For color data, it is still 1080p. And they just blend the 1080p color over top of the 4K black and white. That is 4K. That is the kind of TV I had prior to the current TV that I have, which is true 4K. So I would say, just as a fair warning, if you got a 4K TV as a steal, as a good deal, there is a high chance you do not have a real 4K TV. Just saying. PSA.
You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here. So just letting you know. So If you have one of those TVs, or if you have an older 1080p TV, I would say personally,
Hammer From. We gotta do
don't even worry about it. Stick with your base PS4. Maybe not base Xbox One, because man, the base Xbox One has not aged well. It does not look good. So, just fair warning. Anyway, let's move on. For you new folks, Kingdom Hearts Union is part of the podcast series called Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts Union, and is presented by the Gaming Union Network. We release every Tuesday, rotating each week with Final Fantasy Union, and we come out on the iTunes Store, KingdomHeartsUnion.com, and
Kingdom Hearts Union's Twitter, which is at KHUnion.
And we have a 2-segment show today. We have news and we have questions. In the way of announcements, as always, if you guys like the show, you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/FFKHUnion. And our Patreon executive producers are as follows. We have Blue Machine, who is at Blue Machine on Twitter. Joseph Robertson, who is at Pokemon Trainer J. Louis James, Keith Field, who's at The Mighty Keith, Nahika Blowie, Billy Jackson, who's at _Billy Jackson, Barry Norton, who's at Nortron0, Mike, Chris Morales, Ishbel Ayala, who's at Red Beppers on Twitter, Eric Decker, who's at Choco Taco, Vita Nitas, Michael Graham, and Churro, if you could take these last ones.
We got Rob Porter at Scortiver1, Thorn Bolin at Massacre23, Tobias Cappy at The Tobias Kepi, Zach Duranto at Z Duranto58, Tori Patrick, Chris Pope at Dr. Pope 181, Miles Ribbons, Mohammed Quayam, David Calro, Rachel Casterson at Ubra Ray, Mike Shirley Donnelly at Curious Quail, Zelda Clone, Apes at Apes Type Novels, and Darren Matthews at Doomster73.
And be a part of the show. Send us your questions to khuquestions@gmail.com. And the deep dive stream continues onward. We are at Twitch TV/KHUnion. Our next stream will be... Oh man, I didn't even update the outline. It's gonna be on Friday, the November 9th at... I don't even know what time it's going to be at. Probably 8 p.m. Eastern time. For real this time, though.
Friday, November 9th. When does episode air?
I think, didn't you guys just have daylight savings? Or not daylight savings, standard time come back?
That's tonight.
Oh, that's tonight. Man, I don't even know anymore.
Whatever.
This whole time zone difference thing is very confusing for me. But okay, so probably 8 p.m. Eastern time, November 9th.
I feel like
be there for Square Enix. Last stream,
work at Disneyland?
Oh my goodness.
I only listened to the beginning
So,
of it.
the stream prior to this, we started
this one
Aqua.
came out on the 7th of November.
This last stream, we finished Aqua. I did it in 2 streams. It was not easy, but we did do it. But, there's a caveat. There's a little asterisk. We did not do the secret episode.
It's in reverse order. Is that what's going on?
So,
No,
the plan
7
is,
Tuesday.
next stream, we're going to do Recoded.
So they didn't put out an
We're
episode
gonna
for
watch
almost all of
Recoded,
November?
Knock that out, one stream. Recoded, one and done. This is going to be our Recoded Endurance stream.
Oh, what the hell's going on?
Maybe for that one I should have like a face cam and just be like,
Sorry,
all my
hold on.
cringes. Can I make it?
Yeah, you'll make it. You'll be fine.
Oh man, can I make it through this movie? So we're going to do that. After that, we are in full-blown Dream Drop Distance mode. HD version. We're going to knock out Dream Drop Distance. Once we've gotten through that...
Okay, here we go.
Then I was thinking maybe we should do back cover. Because I know 0.2 should probably come after that, but I was thinking doing back cover instead. Because remember, Churro, how we were like really complaining really bad how the intro of 0.2 is literally just a spoiler from back cover and has absolutely no purpose. So let's just watch back cover. Because it doesn't matter.
Sounds good.
So, okay, so Dream Drop Distance,
back
cover,
I don't know why it's
and then
looking
for the
like
last stream, I guess, what it's going to be
that's an old
is
episode, I'm sorry.
We're going to do the Birth by Sleep secret episode, which technically is 0.1, and we're going to do 0.2. knock it
Did
out.
they change this app?
All in one shot. Because, like, I checked online, the secret episode's only like 40 minutes long.
Alright, here we go. Try again, this is the newest one.
And welcome to the 159th episode of Kingdom Hearts Union. I'm your host Brandon, and I'm here with Churro.
Hi guys.
And Sabrina.
Hi guys, it's been a while.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It's been a while.
It's been a while in a day.
Yeah.
Guys, I have something very important to tell you.
Oh no, what is it?
As of the recording of this episode, which, just for reference, I'm doing this based on the fact that it is November 18th here in Japan. As of the recording of this episode, we are now 72 days away from the release of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, so we had 70 days to figure out this fucking
I can't believe
thing.
it. It's getting too close. It's getting too real.
Yeah, it's getting really real about this. And
Well, how many more episodes of recording do we have before Kingdom Hearts 3 is out?
There's quite a few. I think maybe 5, 6, something like that. 5 or 6. So there'll definitely be a lot more Kingdom Hearts Union in advance of the release. So definitely stay tuned with that. We'll help you get through this time, this very trying time of waiting.
All right,
we've made the joke in advance that like Square Enix is mostly a company that just announces games and they just release games on the side to keep the lights on. This is that time where they release a game to keep the lights on.
Here it is.
Yeah, so I can't believe it. You know, after 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth. That's Rita Repulsa from Power Rangers. Anyway, for you new folks, Kingdom Hearts Union is part of the podcast series called Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts Union and is presented by the Gaming Union Network. We release every Tuesday, rotating each week with Final Fantasy Union, and we come out on the iTunes Store, KingdomHeartsUnion.com, and
Kingdom Hearts Union's Twitter, which is at KHUnion.
In the way of our show today, we have a 2-segment show. We got our news segment and our question segment. In the way of announcements, as always, if you guys like the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/FFKHUnion. Our Patreon executive producers are as follows. We have Blue Machine, who's at Blue Machine on Twitter. Joseph Robertson, Pokemon Trainer, who's at Pokemon Trainer J. Lewis James, Keith Field, who's at The Mighty Keith. Nahika Blowie, Billy Jackson, who is at _Billy Jackson. Barry Norton, who is at Nortron0, and Sabby, take these next few.
Okay, we got Mike, we got Chris Morales, we got Ishba, Alaya at Red.
Ayala.
Oh gosh, it's so.
Ayala.
Ayala at Red Peppers. Eric Decker at Choco Taco. Vita Nitas, Michael Graham. Rob Porter at Squirty Birdie 1. Thorin Bullen at Massacre 23.
And Churro, if you can take these last ones.
We got Tobias Kepi at the Tobias Kepi. Zach Duranto at ZDuranto58. Tori Patrick. Chris Pope at Dr. Pope 181. Miles Ribbons. Mohammed Quayam. David Calro. Rachel Casterton at Obo Yunrei. Mike Shirley Donnelly at Curious Quail. Zelda Clone at Apes Type Novels, and Darren Matthews at Doomster73.
And be a part of the show. Send us your questions to khuquestions@gmail.com. In the way of the deep dive stream, it'll be coming back on November 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Is that a Friday?
I think.
That's Black Friday.
Yeah! We'll see how that goes. I think I might have plans on that day. I don't know, but we'll make it work. Guys, we're starting Dream Drop Distance. Yay!
Oh wow!
Yay! You're almost there, Brandon.
Almost there.
this.
So yeah, just to catch anybody up that hasn't been keeping up so far. So 2 streams ago, we wrapped up Birth by Sleep, but we did not do the secret episode, and that is on purpose. We did not do the secret episode, and last stream we watched all of Recoded, but we did not watch the second new secret ending. That is also on purpose.
Oh, maybe that's on the
We will
podcast.
watch that in due time.
That's that buzzing sound.
So, the way this is going to happen is we're going to play through, starting now, or starting next Friday-ish, we're going to play through all of Dream Drop Distance. Once we've completed Dream Drop Distance, we will watch the second secret ending of Recoded. And then, right before we play 0.2, actually, after that, so after we watch the secret ending, then we're going to watch Back Cover.
Sure, I'll watch that with you guys.
We're gonna watch Back Cover, and then once we've watched Back Cover, the last stream will most likely be us playing the secret episode of Earth by Sleep, which is technically 0.1, and then we will play 0.2, and then we'll be ready.
Yay!
So, the reasons for this is trying to make sure that it flows nicely without one game or movie or whatever spoiling the next one, because they all released not chronologically, so we just don't want to ruin anything. Also, reason why we're doing back cover before 0.2 is because why the heck they put that back cover opening in front of 0.2 for literally no reason.
True.
We talked about it when we reviewed it, but it's still a thing. I mean, again, doesn't add anything, doesn't take anything away either. But I'm just like, it would at least have meaning. It would at least have some meaning if you watch back cover first. So we're gonna watch back cover first. So when that scene does come up, we'll be like, oh, I know what that is, and then instantly go to something for completely unrelated for the following 3 to 4 hours, and then not come back to that first thing. Pacing, guys.
That's crazy.
Sounds crazy. Sounds like something no more might have read, but anyway. So that's going to be the next deep dive stream. Please join us. Be there or be square. NX. Anyway, moving on to the news segment.
Yay, news.
We have a lot of news.
You have so much.
We have too much news. Alright, so, surprising maybe some of you, but I'm still, on team, slightly I told you so maybe, but at XO18, Kingdom Hearts 3 was there, yay! And it had a big old trailer,
I gotta,
which was,
take
I
off
think it was
for a second.
was it only a minute?
Come in my room.
It was like a minute.
No.
Hook me up with some hot water.
I think it was really short.
Minute and some change.
Yeah, minute and some change. Yet, in that minute and some change, oh my goodness, they showed so much. It's all about quality versus quantity, and it was a very much in the terms of quality, very high quality. So, first big scene. Oh my goodness, my heart. It hasn't doki-dokied like this in years. By the way, Doki Doki is the onomatopoeia for heartbeats in Japan. I'm sure if you're a big old anime nerd, you probably already knew that, but I just wanted to let y'all know that.
Whatever.
So, yeah, the Tangled scene, the Tangled Lantern scene was shown, and oh my goodness.
It's one of my favorite scenes ever.
It looks just like the movie.
I know, it's so great.
Yeah, oh man, that's so good. That said, if it was me, I would have added one light to that scene, and it would just be one little accent light that is off screen, that's near the bow, just so that there's a little bit of backlighting for, or I guess in the case of the perspective of the camera, there would be a little light hitting Flynn's cheek, because if you see in the movie, they did that, and there's no reason they can't do that in Kingdom Hearts 3, just saying. Anyway, moving on.
You're so good.
I'm so picky. But the other thing that I really liked about that scene is the scene shown instantly after that of Sora, Donald, and Goofy on the shore looking up at all the lanterns and Sora being like, "Whoa!" And I'm just like, "Oh my god, that's so cute."
I know.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite shots in the trailer, which we'll get into some of other people's.
Now, I tried calling the kitchen not to send me a tray, so I'm not wasting food.
Moving on from there, a lot of stuff for Winnie the Pooh was shown. This was largely a Winnie the Pooh focused trailer. We kind of already knew. Well, I don't know if we ever like specifically talked about it because we said we wouldn't talk about the leak. But last year, when there was a whole bunch of stuff leaking, we said there was a whole bunch more movies that were kind of leaked that weren't just the Monsters Inc. stuff that were in the server that people found, and there was a lot of stuff in there that seemed to refer to Winnie the Pooh stuff. And hey, here it is. Turns out that was real too.
Basically, everything that came out of there's been real so far. Monsters
Inc.,
Frozen,
that's
Winnie the Pooh.
Yep.
But like, I'm not mad about Winnie the Pooh because I knew it's gonna was going to be there anyways.
Yeah, it was gonna be there.
But it was funny because when the Frozen stuff was shown, they didn't even post anything from Frozen because they looked at it and saw it was just movie assets.
Yep.
And it's exactly. It turns out like the footage was actually looks exactly like the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, as far as my understanding is, again with the going back to what the nature of the leak was. The server was actually property of an outsourced company in China, specifically in Taiwan, that Square Enix uses for assistance. So the reason they had all those like movie assets and like they also had like a bunch of images of like, for example, for Toy Story stuff, they had a lot of example images of toys, not screenshots from the game, not like shots of any of the assets, like nothing like that, like, but actual like, you know, went on Google image search, found some pictures of like childlike toys. Specifically, there was a lot of toys referenced that were from a like preschool age children toys, which we saw later, I believe, in like the E3 trailer around, or maybe a little earlier than that, where in the Toy Story area, there's that one big boss fight with all in like that preschool area kind of thing with all the floating toys. So basically, stuff for that had photos there. All of that is reference for the 3D modelers. So when somebody is going to 3D model something, prior to actually modeling it, what they're going to do is once they've got the call to like, oh, you know, we need some like toys like this, they'll go online and find a bunch of reference images of things that they will base their model on, and then they can use that, you know, in the production pipeline, maybe send that reference to, you know, Square Enix and be like, hey, you know, we're thinking of making things like this, this, and this, like, is that cool? And, you know, prior to actually making the model, you know, all of the work they would have done up to that point was just Google image search. So if Square Enix rejects some things, that's totally fine. Like, it's not a big deal, no big loss. So that's most likely why they had that. And in terms of, Churro, what you were saying with like the movie assets, like, you know, of course they're going to need that for making Frozen stuff, because, you know, they want to make it look like a movie. So, you know, got to use the movie if you want to make it look like the movie, of course. So that explains that. Yeah, other than that, like, I guess like the kind of big thing was shown is there was a Heffalump in it.
Yeah.
The first hashtag confirmed Heffalump in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I definitely listened.
I actually want to ask you, Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Like, how do you feel about like the look of how Winnie the Pooh's world?
Okay, so I wanted to get into that.
Yeah, of course.
So I think it looks pretty good. And I think we'll get to it in a little bit. I think specifically in some of the screenshots, it actually looks a lot better than it did in the trailer. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. I mean, for all we know, those screenshots could be bull shots, but I get what they're going for. They're trying to make it more storybook style.
Yeah, that's what I was getting from it too.
Yeah, so they're trying to go a little bit more storybook, make it a little bit more pastel-y, which, you know, I get that, that's cool. I think in some of the shots, it looks a little washed out because of that. Like, it's not quite selling the look. And instead of it coming off as like, oh, they're going for the storybook, in the scenes that it feels washed out, it feels like, oh, this is a 3D model that's being washed out because they like didn't crank their effect like quite with quite the right values. So,
but do you think they had to do that because like how the parts world is? There's so many more elements onto that you have to differentiate like we'll do the different worlds.
Do the rest of them in a bit.
You know, it all.
Which one I got to do now? The challenge battle. Yeah, I'll take a break and I'll come back to challenge battle. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.